5, Separation of Substances. Chapter 5, Separation of Substances. In our daily life, there are many instances when we notice a substance being separated from a mixture of materials. In our daily life, there are many instances when we notice a substance being separated from a mixture of materials, and tea leaves are separated from the liquid with the strainer while preparing tea. So when we prepare a tea, we use the material for making a tea, and these tea leaves are separated from the liquid with the help of strainer. Means tea leaves are separated from the liquid with the help of strainer when we prepare a tea. So in our daily life, in every field in every situation we separate many things from mixture of material. For example, tea leaves are separated from the liquid with the strainer while preparing tea. So this is the example of when separation of substances. हम अपनी डेली लाइफ में बहुत सारे जो सिचुएशन है उसमें हम जो लिक्विड्स हैं वो सेपरेट करते हैं, जैसे जो टी लीव्स हैं उसको हम सेपरेट करते हैं. सेपरेशन ऑफ सब्सटेंसेस हम डेली लाइफ में बहुत सारी सिचुएशंस होती हैं. वी नोटिस द सब्सटेंस बीइंग सेपरेटेड फॉर द मटेरियल्स. फॉर एग्जांपल, टी लीव्स आर सेपरेटेड फ्रॉम द लिक्विड. जो टी लीव्स हैं वो हम लिक्विड से सेपरेट करते हैं विद द हेल्प ऑफ स्टेनर व्हेन वी प्रिपेयर अ टी. सो दिस इज द एग्जांपल ऑफ सेपरेशन ऑफ सब्सटेंसेस. And grain is separated from the stalks while harvesting, and milk or curd is churned to separate the butter, as we learned in the chapter 3. So we have discussed the process of harvesting in the chapter 3, and when grains is separated from the stalks in case of harvesting, and when we prepare a butter, milk it changes into butter. And as we learned in the chapter 3, we important to separate its seeds from the fiber. So when we learned chapter 3 in the class 6, we discussed the process of ginning. In the process of ginning, what we have learned the process of ginning to separate cotton from its seeds. And in the process of ginning, we use comb. We use comb to separate the seeds from the fiber. So when we use the phenomena ginning, what do you mean by ginning? The process of separating the cotton from the seeds is called ginning. In the chapter 3, we have learned the process of ginning. Perhaps you might have eaten salted dalia or poha, and if you found that it had chilies in it, you may have already carefully taken them from before eating. Suppose you are given a basket containing mangoes and guavas and asked to separate them, what would you do? So there are many examples of separation of substances. First is tea leaves are separated from the liquid with the help of strainer, and when we prepare a tea, and grain is separated from the stalk in the process of harvesting. And in the process of ginning, we separate seeds from the fiber. And next is, perhaps you might have eaten salted dalia or poha. If you found that it had chilies in it, you may have carefully taken them before eating. As we know, when we ate salted dalia or poha, if there are so many chilies are present in the dalia or poha, we can pick with the help of our hands. Suppose you are given a basket containing mangoes and guavas and asked to prepare them, what would you do? Pick out one kind and place them in a separate container. So if you suppose you are given a basket containing mangoes, Suppose if you have a mango, if you have a basket in which mangoes are present and guavas are present, and asked to separate them. If you want to separate the guavas and mangoes, what would you do? Pick out one kind and place them in a separate container. So you have to place in the separate container. Seems easy, but if the materials we want to separate are much smaller than the mango or guava, imagine you are given a glass of sand with the salt mixed in it. Impossible even to think of separating salt from the mixture by picking out grains of sand by the hand. So if you have a basket containing mangoes and guavas and you have asked to separate them, so what would you do? So you have pick one by one and place them in a separate container. So we can separate guava and mangoes with the help of our hands. So seems easy, but if the materials we want to are much smaller than mango or guava, so to separate mango and guava, it is very easy. If if the material is small, so we cannot separate with the help of our hands. Imagine you are given a glass of sand with the salt mixed in it. Impossible even to think of separating salt from the mixture by picking out grains of sand by the hand. Suppose if you have a glass filled with the sand and salt, so you cannot separate sand and salt with the help of hands. So impossible even to think separate salt from the sand with the help of hand. So we cannot all separate substance with the help of our hands. So there are so many methods to separate the substances. So why we separate substances and what are the methods of separation of substances? We will discuss in the chapter number 5. So, but why would we need to separate substances like these at all is what Paheli wants to know. So Paheli want to know that why we separate substances. हम जो substance है उसको हम separate क्यों करते हैं? First reason is to separate useful components from the non-useful components. जो suppose in the case of making tea leaves are separated from the tea means useful substances are separated from the unuseful substances. And what are useful substances? Tea is useful. And what is unuseful substances? And the tea leaves are unuseful substances. Then these unuseful substances is separated from the useful substances with the help of stainer. So this is the reason why we need to separate substances. So there is activity 1. In column 1 of table 5.1 are given a few processes of separation. The purpose of separation and the way separated components are used in the mention in the column 2 and 3. However, the information given in the column 2 and 3 is jumbled up. Can you match them? So in column 1 of table 5.1, given a few processes of separation. So in the table 5.1, there are so many processes of separation. The purpose of separation and the way separated components are mentioned in column 2 and 3. So in the column 2 and 3, there is a reason for separation of substances. However, the information given in the column 2 and 3 is jumbled up. Can you match each? So you can match it with the help of this activity. What are the substances? Why we need to separate substances? First, there are 3 processes, separation processes. First is separate stones from rice. And second is churning milk to obtain butter. And third is separate tea leaves. First is separate stones from rice. And second is churning milk to obtain butter. Third is separate tea leaves. So there are three processes, separation processes. First is separate stones from rice, churning milk to obtain butter. Third is separate tea leaves. There are three separation processes, purpose for which we do the separation. So this is the purpose why we do separation. So there are three processes of separation. First is if you want to separate stones from the rice. And next is churning milk to obtain butter. Third is separate tea leaves. So this is in the column second, what are these are the purpose for which we do separation. So first is to separate two different but useful components. Second is to remove non-useful components. Third is to remove impurities or harmful components. These are the purpose for which we do the separation. So there are three processes. First is separate stone from the rice. Next is separate churning milk to obtain butter. Third is separate tea leaves. These are the separation processes. So what are the purpose? First is separate stones from rice. So it is mashed with to remove impurities or harmful components. In the rice, stone is harmful. If you want to remove stone from the rice, what are the purpose? C, to remove impurities or harmful components. Next is to turning milk into obtain butter. So milk is also useful and butter is also useful. So to separate two different but useful components. So second is matched with A. Second is matched with A. Turning milk to obtain butter means the milk is also useful, butter is also useful to separate two different but useful components. Third is separate tea leaves. Separate tea leaves means separate tea leaves. Separate third is separate tea leaves means what is a mix the to separate tea leaves the to remove non-useful components. To remove non-useful components means three is matched with B. First is matched with C, and second is matched with A, and third is matched with B. So these are the purpose for which we do the separation. What we do with the separated components? So these are the what we do with the separated components. First is we throw away the solid component. Second is we throw away the impurities. And third is we use the both the components. So in the process of separating stones from the rice, we remove impurities or harmful components, means we throw away the solid component. So first is matched with A. First is matched with A. And second is churning milk to obtain butter, means they don't both are useful, means we use both the components. So second is matched with third. And separate tea leaves. Separate tea leaves means we throw away the impurities. We throw away the impurities. So the process with the purpose and the way separated components are used. We see that before we use the substances, we need to separate harmful and non-useful substance that may be mixed with air. Sometimes we separate even more, even useful components if we need to use them separately. And the substance to be separated may be particles of different size or materials. There may be any states of matter, solid, liquid, or gas. So how do we separate substances mixed together if they have so many different properties? So there are the three separation processes. we see that before we use the substances, we need to separate harmful and non-harmful useful substances. So there are three separation processes: separate stones from rice, churning milk to obtain butter, and separate tea leaves. And in the set column second, these are the purpose for which we do the separation. We see that before we use a substance, we need to separate harmful or non-harmful, non-useful substances. They may be mixed with. Sometimes we separate even useful component if we need to use them separately. So separation is not only for non-useful substances, it is also for useful components. If we want to use the useful component, then separation is necessity. The substance to be separated may be particle of different size or materials. There may be any three states of matter: solid, liquid, or gas. And how do we separate substances mixed together if they have so many different properties? So the substances to be separated may be of particles of different size or materials, and it may be present in the solid form, and it may be present in the liquid form, and it may be also present in the form of gas form. So the substance to be separated may be particles of the different size of the materials. So the substances is in the form of solid, or it is also in the form of liquid, or it is also in the form of gas. So how do we separate substances mixed together if they have so many different properties? So the substances to be separated, they are of different size and they are of different materials. So they may be there are three states of matter: solid, liquid, or gas. So they may be present in the three states. So how do we separate substances mixed together if they have so many different properties? So there are so many separation methods. First method is hand picking. If we separate the components of a mixture with the help of our hands, so it is called hand picking. So first method is hand picking. And next is threshing. And what do you mean by threshing? As we have discussed in the last chapter, what do you mean by threshing? So it is done with the help of bullocks, or it is also with the help of machines. When grains are separated from the stalk, so it is called threshing. And what do you mean by winnowing? So if it is done with the help of grains are separated with the husk with the help of air or wind, so it is called winnowing. This is the winnowing process. And what are the next processes? Sieving. If we separate the components of mixture with the help of sieve, so this is called sieving. And what do you mean by sedimentation, decantation, and filtration? So these are the evaporation, these are the separation of processes of separation. So I'm again revise this topic: separation of substances. In our daily life, we separate many substances. For example, tea leaves are separated from the liquid with the help of strainer. So tea leaves are separated from the liquid with the help of strainer while preparing tea. So this is the separating of tea leaves with the help of strainer. So this is the separation of substances. So in our daily life, we have there are many instances we notice that when the mixture is separated from the materials, so tea leaves are separated from the liquid with the help of strainer. And with the help of in the example 5, in the figure 5.1, tea leaves are separated with the help of strainer, and grains is separated from the stalk while harvesting, and milk or curd is changed into separate the butter. As we have learned in the chapter 3, we use the process of ginning. And what is the meaning of ginning? the process of the changing cotton to separate its seeds from the fiber. So then this is called ginning, and it is done with the help of comb. So it is done with the help of comb. So this is the process of ginning when we separate cotton from the seeds with the help of comb. And when we make dalia or poha, so if there are so many chilies are present in the dalia or poha, so we separate the chilies from the poha before eating. So this is the separation this is the way we separate chilies from the poha. So if you have a basket containing mangoes and guava, and if you want to separate guavas and mangoes, so we can pick with the help of our hands, and we can separate in different containers or different baskets with the help of our hands. So in this way, we can separate guavas and mangoes. So in this way, we can separate guavas and mango. So this is the process. This is the process. In this way, we can separate the guava and mango. So next is butter is changed into the milk or curd. Butter is changed into the milk or curd. So this is the separation substances. This is the separation method. So if we eat the dalia or poha, so there are so many chilies are present in it, we can separate with the help of our hands. So there are so many processes in which we use our hands to separate our things, to separate two substances. And impossible even to think of separating salt from this mixture by picking out grains of sand by the hand. If we want to separate sand from the salt, so we have to use our hands. So this is the process of separating salt from the sand. So in this way we can separate. But why would we need to separate substances like at all? Is what Paheli wants to know. So this is the process. This is the separation processes. In activity 1, in column 1 of table 5.1 are given a few processes of separation and the purpose of separation and the way separated components are used in the mentioned column 2 and 3. So there are so many processes of separation. First is hand picking, and next is threshing, and there are so many processes of separation. And in the figure 5.1, there are three separation processes are shown. First is separate stones from the rice, and next is turning milk to obtain butter. Next is separate tea leaves. So why we need to separate the substance? There are three reasons. First is to separate two useful components. Next is to remove non-useful components. Third is to remove impurities or harmful components. So these are the purpose for which we do the separation. So these are the purpose for which we do the separation. First is separating stones from the rice. Next is turning milk to obtain butter. Third is separating tea leaves. These are the separation processes. And what are the purpose for which we do the separation? To separate two different but useful components, to remove non-useful components. Third is to remove impurities or harmful components. So these are the three purpose for which we do the separation. So first is to separate two different but useful components. When we obtain butter, so butter is useful component. So we separate butter from the rice. Next is separate tea leaves. What do you separate tea leaves means this is unuseful component. Means to remove non-useful components, we separate tea leaves. And separate stones from the rice mean to remove impurities or harmful components. Means in the rice stone is harmful, so to remove harmful components in the process when we separate stones from the rice. So there are so many processes of separation. So if solid is mixed with liquid or gas is mixed with liquid, so if there are three states of matter, if we one is mixed with another, so there are so many methods of separation. So first is hand picking, next is evaporation, threshing, winnowing. So these are the methods of separation. So you have to learn the name of methods of separation. First is hand picking, then is threshing, and then is hand picking, and then is threshing, and then is winnowing, and then is winnowing, and then is sedimentation, decantation, and these are the methods of separation. So these are the methods of separation. So first is hand picking. We will discuss some simple methods to separate substances that are mixed together. You may come across some of these methods being used in day-to-day activities. In the daily life, we use many methods of separation. First is hand picking. Bring a packet of food grain purchased from a shop to the classroom. Now spread the grains on a sheet of paper. Do you find only one kind of grain on the sheet of paper? Are Are there pieces of stones, husks, broken grain, particles of any other grain in it? Now remove with your hand and the pieces of stone, husk, and other grains from it. So first is hand picking. Bring a packet of food grain purchased from a shop to the classroom. Now spread the grains on a sheet of paper. So if we bring a packet of food grain purchased from a shop to the classroom, now spread the grains of a sheet of paper. So this is an activity for hand picking. If we take a packet of food grain purchased from the shop and we use it in the classroom, so now spread the grains on a sheet of paper. So we put all the grains on the sheet of paper. Do you find only one kind of grain on the sheet of paper? Are these pieces, stones, husks, broken grains, and particles of any other grain is present in it? So we will check in the grain. So husk is present or broken grain is present or not. Now remove with our hands. If husk or stone or broken grain is present, we can remove with the help of our hands, and we can remove with the help of our hands and the pieces of stone, husk, and other grains from it. So we can separate stone, husk, broken grain, and particles of another grain with the help of our hands. This method of hand picking can be used for separating slightly larger impurities like the pieces of dirt, stones, and husks from the wheat, rice, or pulses. And the quantity of such impurities is usually not very large. In such situation, we find that hand picking is a convenient method of separating substances. So in the process of hand picking, we we separate the substance with the help of our hands. So we can separate the pieces of dirt, stones, and husk in the wheat, also in from the rice, also in the from the pulses. We can separate the dirt, stone, and husk with the help of our hands. So the quantity of such the quantity of such if